What a fantastic evening, 40-year anniversary of Ned. How about another round of applause for all the people who've made this happen? Really great. Really great. Now tonight, we're paying tribute to many courageous, principled people, but I can think of no leader more deserving of Ned's Democracy Service Medal than President Tsai Ing-wen of Taiwan. I first met President Tsai in Washington in the office of my mentor, who's already been spoken about, Senator John McCain, when President Tsai was a candidate for the presidency. Even then, you could tell she was making an extraordinary impression on the senators she was meeting with. She exuded competence, she exuded principle, she exuded integrity, things you don't always see in the same people. I've met her many other times since then. Little background on my next meeting with her. I'm a colonel in the United States Marines. My first deployment as a U.S. Marine was in 1995 and 96 as part of a Marine Amphibious Ready Group and 2 carrier strike groups sent to the Taiwan Strait by President Clinton when what's now referred to as the third Taiwan Strait crisis, the CCP and PLA were getting ready to invade Taiwan. And because they were holding their first presidential elections, they were shooting missiles over the island. They moved the whole army up to the Taiwan Strait, and President Clinton, to his credit, sent a bunch of Marines and sailors to the Taiwan Strait saying, "Not today. You're not invading today." So when I was on a CODEL as a brand new senator with Senator McCain to Taiwan with a number of senators, President Tsai asked everybody, "Have you been to Taiwan?" And she got to me and said, "Senator Sullivan, have you ever been to Taiwan?" And I said, "Well, Madam President, I have been to Taiwan, just never on the land." So we met later in New York recently. I was part of a CODEL in 2021 that we brought vaccines to Taiwan when the CCP was trying to choke off Taiwan from getting Western vaccines. And in all my experiences meeting with President Tsai, I have been so impressed by her courage. She has navigated an extremely delicate and dangerous situation over the last 8 years as president. She has maintained peace, liberty, and security at home, only 100 miles away from a country that wants to deprive Taiwan of all 3 of those things: peace, liberty, and security. She has done it with grace and a sense of responsibility that has drawn our countries closer together than ever. And that is a testament to her leadership. In fact, the biggest challenge she's had in Washington is managing the exuberance of her many friends, which is a nice problem to have. But I think in terms of Taiwan and the situation we have right now, we need to recognize where we are today. We have entered a new era of authoritarian aggression led by the dictators in Russia and China and Iran, who are increasingly isolated and dangerous, driven by historical grievances, paranoid about their democratic neighbors, and willing to use military force and other aggressive actions to crush the citizens of such countries. These dangerous dictators are increasingly working together to achieve their aggressive goals. The United States must wake up to the fact that this new era of authoritarian aggression will likely be with us for decades. We need to face it with strategic resolve and confidence. Our country has extraordinary advantages relative to the dictatorships of Russia and China and Iran if we are wise enough to strengthen and utilize them. Think about them: our global network of allies, our lethal and professional military, our world-class supply of energy and other natural resources, our dynamic economy, and most important, what we celebrate tonight, our democratic values and our commitment to liberty. Xi Jinping and Putin and the terrorists in Iran's biggest weakness and vulnerability is that they fear their own people. We should remember and exploit this in the months and years ahead, and that is why what Ned and IRI and NDI are so important in the work that they do right now. And this is why Taiwan is so central to the free world. It is a thriving, prosperous Chinese democracy that holds free elections in which power is bounded by law. For that reason, it threatens the Chinese Communist Party's central premise that one man ruling in perpetuity by crushing all dissent knows what is best for 1.4 billion people. So let me conclude with the quote that the Prime Minister of Estonia already mentioned from President Reagan in 1967, who in many ways is the father of the National Endowment for Democracy with his famous Westminster Address. Freedom is a fragile thing and is never more than one generation from extinction. It must be fought for and defended constantly by each generation, for it comes only once to a people. And those in world history who have known freedom and then lost it have never known it again. Taiwan now knows freedom because of many courageous Americans and Taiwanese over the decades, but none so courageous as the leader Ned honors tonight, President Tsai Ing-wen of Taiwan. Thank you very much.